All right, if you run a brewery, you know this feeling. You get really excited about a new beer, you put it on top, and then crickets. It just sits there. Today, we're going to break down the real cost of that slow-moving beer, and more importantly, how you can make smarter, data-driven decisions for your next experimental batch. Let's start with this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. We tend to see inventory as, just kegs in the cold room. But it's not. It's cash. It's your time, your resources, all tied up on a shelf, not doing a single thing for you. This isn't just a sales problem, folks. It's a cash flow problem. So I want you to do me a favor. Think about your current tap list right now. I bet there's one that just popped into your head, right? That passion project, that wild sour, maybe that, triple hazelnut marshmallow stout. We are going to figure out what that beer is actually costing your business. And I mean, beyond just the ingredients.
Okay, so let's dig into the true cost here. Because this is not just about the money you're not making on that one beer. No, it's about all these hidden expenses and these, what we call opportunity costs, that can just quietly suck the momentum right out of your brewery.
This right here, this is the whole game. Look, pretty much any beer will sell eventually, right? But what really, truly matters is the speed of those sales. We call it turnover or velocity. A beer that sells out in 3 weeks is just infinitely more valuable than one that takes 3 months, even if they're the exact same batch size. That turnover, that's the engine of your cash flow. It keeps the whole system humming. So here's a really great rule of thumb you can use like today. Think about your last few one-offs. Did they sell through in under 40 days? Awesome. You've got a hit on your hands, for sure. Was it lingering around for 1 to 2 months? That's the danger zone. You're tempting fate. But if a batch is sitting for more than 60 days, that is a huge red flag. You've got a problem. You either brewed way too much of it or you've got a real sales issue. And here's the thing. A slow-moving beer doesn't just sit there quietly. Oh no. It creates bottlenecks. It has this ripple effect across your entire operation, clogging everything up from your tanks all the way to your team's morale. Think of your tap wall as prime real estate. You only have so many spots, right? Every single tap that's pouring a slow mover is a tap that can't pour your flagship IPA or a new, exciting beer that could be flying out the door. Let's put some numbers on that. If your bestseller makes you, say, $300 a day from one tap, and this slow beer is only making $150, you're literally losing $150 in potential revenue every single day it stays on. That adds up fast. And it is not just about the taps. Even after that beer is kegged and it's out of the fermenter, it's still clogging up your system. It's taking up precious space in your cold room, it's tying up kegs that could be filled with a winter, and it's increasing the odds of something going wrong, of spoilage, or just a drop in quality. Beer isn't wine. Freshness is everything. And this is something we don't talk about enough. Your taproom team, they are your front line. They're the ones guiding what customers order. And if they aren't genuinely pumped about a beer, guess what? They're not going to recommend it. A slow-moving beer that they have to keep trying to push becomes this total drain on their energy and their enthusiasm. It's a morale killer. Okay, so I know that sounds like a lot of doom and gloom, but look, the answer is not to stop experimenting. Are you kidding? Small batches and one-offs are the lifeblood of craft beer. The goal is to just get smarter about it. So let's talk about how we can move away from those gut feelings and start making decisions backed by actual data. I love this chart because it just lays it all out, right? We have all been on the left side of this thing. We've all relied on the vibes. Yeah, I think this one sold pretty well. But just look at the clarity on the right. Knowing a beer sold 25% faster than your brewery average, that is a powerful, actionable insight. It's the difference between hoping you made a good decision and knowing you did. So how do you get to that right side of the chart? Well, this is where a simple tool can be a total game changer. The blog post this whole explainer is based on actually comes with this great little spreadsheet. It's called the Experimental Beer Postmortem, and it's designed to do one thing: help you easily run the numbers on your one-off brews so you can see exactly how they stacked up. So let's just quickly talk about how a tool like this actually works. The whole point is to make it easy. We're just using information you're already tracking to give you clear, objective answers. No new software to learn, no complicated accounting hoops to jump through.
And here's the best part. You don't have to go out and hunt for any new information. All the data you need, it's already sitting in the systems you use every single day. Your brew logs have the costs. Your POS system, your Square, your Arvid, has the sales speed. And your staff, they've got the customer feedback. It's just about pulling it all into one place to see the big picture.
It really just boils down to 3 easy steps. First, you just plug in the basic info about the batch. What you brewed, what it cost you. Second, after it's all sold, you pop in the sales data, how fast it sold and what you charged for it. And then finally, this is the magic step. You review the results and see how they compare to your brewery's average performance. And this is what you get. Just let this sink in for a second. That experimental stout took 65 days to sell. That's way over our 60-day red line. It only sold 12 pints a day, when your average beer sells 22. The margin was lower and the total profit was $700 less. Now, without this side-by-side view, you might have just thought, yeah, that stout sold okay. With this data, you know for a fact that it was a significant underperformer. And this is what it's all for. Once you have this clear, undeniable data in front of you, you can finally answer that big question with real confidence. Do we rebrew this beer? Do we tweak the recipe and try again? Or do we just retire it and call it a one-batch wonder? A good post-mortem like this gives you a clean dashboard of all the key metrics. So you're not just looking at one number in isolation. You're balancing profitability, like gross margin, with that all-important velocity, like pints per day. And, of course, what did your customers actually think of it? It gives you a complete picture so you can make a well-rounded, genuinely smart decision. At the end of the day, using data like this isn't about killing creativity. It's about protecting your business. It's about giving yourself the confidence to make the tough calls. That's how you protect your tap list, keep it fresh and profitable, keep your staff motivated, and make sure your customers trust that every beer you pour for them is going to be a winner.
So I'll leave you with this question. Think back to that beer you thought of at the beginning of all this. Is it time to run the numbers on it? Which beer on your tap list right now is ready for its own postmortem? Thanks for tuning in.